Hey guys, I'm Bella, the maker mama boss lady behind Fiber and Fox, the artist formerly known as Bella's Custom Crochets. So if you want a little bit more on that rebrand situation, jump back to the latest video and recent blog posts. I'm still Bella, I'm now Fiber and Fox. Thanks for being here for it. Today I'm here to talk about a pattern drop, my first of the new brand, and I'm really excited to be sharing another dandelion stitch. It's not this pattern, it's that pattern. Another dandelion stitch pattern with you guys. But I do want to say everything you need to know about me is linked down below. And there's also a blog post that's going to serve as like show notes with all of the links that you're going to want and need for this pattern, as well as more photos and inspiration. So drop down into the down bar and get all the good stuff there. But yeah, we're doing Dandelion Drops Wall Hanging today. That pretty little thing over there. This is the Dandelion Dance Shawl. This was back in 2019. My first dandelion stitch pattern. Became obsessed with this stitch. And then I did Dandelion Dreams baby blanket, and now we're on Dandelion Drops. How many things can I alliterate with dandelion? We'll find out. But super excited to share this one with you guys, so let's jump into the good stuff. So as usual, this will be one that we put in lots of photos because it's going to be hard to show you it in its full glory sitting down, but it is a lovely wall hanging piece using the dandelion stitch, which is my modified version of a daisy or star stitch, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, it's really pretty, and the inspiration behind this one was more out of, let's see if I can get it back over here looking kind of sort of all right. There we go. Inspiration on this one was more of a need than a beautiful inspiration backstory. Like if you're familiar with my Hope in a Future wrap, there's a lot of backstory and inspiration there. This one was more like I needed a thing and I made a thing, and then I wrote you guys a pattern because it was really cute. But yes, my daughter has a lot of bows. So the need sprung out of, where do we put all of these bows? We really like supporting, we being me, really like supporting other maker mamas and small Etsy shops and whatnot. And my daughter just looks really cute in bows, and you know, you gotta be properly accessorized with all your outfits with matching bows. One, if not two. So we have a lot of handmade bows. And I had some on a smaller wall hanging and then displayed elsewhere in her bedroom, but it was just kind of getting chaotic and they were falling on the floor and she could reach them and was pulling them down and like breaking some. So I wanted to get them up on the wall and all organized and looking pretty, because if you're gonna have beautiful bows, you might as well display them, right? So, dandelion drops. So let's talk yarn and materials for this one. This was yarn that I had in stash. It's nothing that was like a collaboration or anything. This is made with Wool Attic Sunshine, which is the yarn line, by Lang Yarns. The color of this one is like yellow 50 or something, but I believe this specific color is discontinued, but this line of yarn is still available. It is a number 4, so like a worsted weight, but it leans a little bit more towards Aran, and it's a 100% cotton chain ply yarn. And I'd had it in stash. I had bought it to make a like summer top with, and then realized I didn't really want a 100% cotton like Aran top in the summer, because it's pretty humid here. So I had it sitting in stash for like 2 years or so, and then when I decided I wanted to make a yellow wall hanging, my daughter's room is gray and yellow and black and white, wanted to make a yellow wall hanging using the dandelion stitch, this instantly came to mind. But the awesome thing about this pattern is that you can use any yarn. Because gauge doesn't really matter at all, because anything you can make and hang on your wall is the right size, right? You can totally adjust this pattern to fit any yarn that you have, any combination of yarns that you have, any weight yarn, any hook size. You just have to come up with a fabric that you like and you're good to go. So that one, like I said, is worsted weight. It's about 208 yards, including the fringe, but that's going to vary a lot based on how much you group your fringe, how long your fringe is, all of that. About 208 yards. For that particular one in the worsted weight, but testers used a variety of worsted weight yarns. We'll put in some tester photos later. But you can easily change this one using the same stitch count and instructions throughout. Grab a different size yarn, a different size hook that kind of sort of goes with that yarn, and you have a totally different wall hanging. So I also made myself, instructions in the pattern are just for the worsted weight, but again, stitch count, same. Just in a lighter, this is Soft and Sleek DK, but it's really fingering weight. This is an acrylic, and it's got some indie dyed superwash wool in the fringe. And yeah, just a smaller version, if you can see, side by side. Like, it's a lot smaller, and everything smaller is cuter. So I think this is adorable, and I kind of want to make myself lots and lots of versions on all the sizes, but you could easily do bulky, you could do fingering weight, any yarn that you want to make this in, you can make it in. And you'll see in the tester photos, this one's really easy to do stripes or to use a gradient cake or to do scrappy. And you can even throw in other stuff, like you can put beads on the fringe. You can customize the way you cut the fringe, the length you make the fringe, how much fringe, one color fringe, multicolor fringe. You could put beads. You could do like ribbon or other textiles in with the fringe. So a lot of options, and you have a lot of options as well on what to use for the hanging device. Mine are both on birch sticks that I was able to find in the out of doors. That's a lie. My mom gave them to me, but she found them in the outdoors. But I realized that the woods may not be accessible to everybody. So you can see in the tester photos again that they used a variety of things that could be found at a craft store, a hardware store, or in the woods. So any object of any size that you are comfortable hanging on your wall, it's perfect. So this one's really easy to customize. I always like to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going to be included in the pattern. I should say this pattern is available on Ravelry and Etsy at the time of this video recording, and those will be linked from the blog post as well. But what's going to come with the purchase of the PDF pattern, you're obviously going to get the full written instructions for this. Standard US terms. It's about an advanced beginner level. You're going to have to do some basic decreases to make that slanted side, but other than that, it's very repetitive. The stitch itself is maybe something you're not familiar with, but there is a full photo tutorial step by step in there if you don't have internet access and you want to print it out. At the time of the pattern, you're going to need the internet to print the pattern. But if you're at a cabin or a beach and you just need a photo tutorial, that's in there. But there's also a video stitch tutorial showing you how to do the basics of this dandelion stitch. So anything that you need visually to get you through that stitch is in there. And there's also a tutorial or some helpful photos to show you how to attach the fringe as well, and lots of photos throughout for inspiration. So here we're going to share some tester photos. I had a great group of testers, and my testers always blow me away, but it's so fun to see how other creative minds like interpret a pattern, because I was like, as long as you give me a yardage, you can do whatever you want with this. So some did stripes, some did solids, some added other accents. They totally all changed up what they were hanging it on as far as sticks and whatnot. What's the first one, a stick and a branch? I don't know. I didn't know what to call it in the pattern. I call it a stick. I say you need a stick or a rod or a pipe or something. This all sound terrible. But yeah. So testers, you definitely have options as far as length of fringe, color of fringe, the way you place your colors. You can do big color blocks. You could do a gradient. We had testers that did really beautiful right-angled stripes that I was like, why didn't I think of that? I need to make that myself. So now I want to make myself another version with like black or gray as the background and then rainbow right-angle stripes. I know, right? So here I'm going to put in some tester photos for you to give you lots of inspiration. My testers always blow me away, but this was one where I was like, you guys did stuff I didn't even think of, and now I'm like jealous and mad about it. But not really, because that means there's so much more inspiration for you, and I just love putting my pattern in the hands of other creatives, be it somebody who's testing or somebody who's purchasing it, to see what you guys do with it. It's so amazing. Like, creatives are the coolest people. So I had testers that went for like a really neutral background. I had one who used it for a pin collection display, which I think is a really cute another thing to display on this. You could do pins, you could do buttons, and obviously hair bows. And then I had another tester who also went the neutral route, but jazzed it up with, she cut the fringe on a diagonal. The rest of us cut it straight across the bottom. She had the fringe on the diagonal, which I think looks totally awesome. I wasn't sure about it initially, but I love it. So now I want to make another one like that. And she used a copper pipe, which I'm assuming she got cut at a hardware store. A copper pipe instead of a stick, and it looks beautiful. And she incorporated like copper tubing or beads as well on the fringe, and it's gorgeous and like farmhouse chic and amazing. And then I had testers who did stripes or color blocking. You could definitely do some big chunky scrappy color blocks with this. If you don't have a single color yardage, you could use a gradient cake. And then I had testers who did these beautiful right angle like single dandelion repeats stripes, and they were just the most beautiful, satisfying angles, and I was like, why did I not think of that? It is so beautiful. It's so visually pleasing. So now I want to make a version that's like black or gray, because you know how I do, with rainbow stripes, and yes, it's gonna be awesome. So there's options in there for everybody, no matter how you want to make this or what yarn you have on hand. You can make it really awesome to customize to display your collection or to match your room. You can make it yours, and I love that. Pattern release info. This is normally where I give you a coupon code for 10% off for the first week of the pattern, but this one's a little bit different. This is a special pattern drop. It is being included in a blog hop. This is the first time I've done a blog hop, but it's being hosted by Crochets by Trista. So Trista, over on her blog, has been curating this blog hop, and you've been able to get new springtime crochet patterns, one free every day. So if you are watching this on March 26, 2021, it is a Friday. Today, my pattern is the featured pattern. So if you go to the blog post that is linked down below, my pattern drop blog post, there's instructions in there for how you can get the pattern for free today only. So if you are, fond of free patterns, that's a great idea. You have to jump over to Trista's blog and then back to my blog, and yeah, it walks you through how to get the pattern for free. So that will be free today only, and then the pattern will remain on my Etsy and Ravelry shop from then on out. And I hope you guys participate in that fun little blog hop link. And if you're watching it after the fact, the pattern is still out there for you. I thank you guys for taking the time to sit down and watch this with me, and your excitement about the Dandelion Drops Wall Hanging. Crazy hair. I love it. It's got fringe. It's got the dandelion stitch. You can get a cute stick out of the woods. You can make it totally yours. I can't wait to see what you guys make. Make sure you tag me at my new account, same account, new name, fiber.and.fox on Instagram, and use the hashtag Dandelion Drops. Not Dandelion Drops Wall Hanging, because that is a mouthful. Hashtag Dandelion Drops, and we'll all be able to see your new Dandelion Drops Wall Hanging along with you. I cannot wait to see it, and thank you guys for sticking around for this whole rebrand process and being with me through it. I appreciate you. I will talk to you guys soon. See you in an upcoming podcast. See you in more patterns. Thank you for being here. Happy making, my friends. Bye.